Hello, this is The Runner. The story is about Jay Johnson, a well known businessman from Chicago, with the swagger and the style of a true Chicagoan. He wore the pinstripe suits, double breasted, with the shoes and ties and hats to match. Jay Johnson was a jewelry businessman. And Jay Johnson was having problems with his business and needed help. So Jay was offered to come to El Paso, Texas to talk to one of his clients that he's been knowing for years. He had to reach out. Jay Johnson wasn't that type of guy, but he needed help. So he went down to El Paso, Texas to meet with a client. Got to El Paso, Texas, and checked in at the Monterey Hotel. Checks in at the Monterey Hotel, and then he goes to he had got a suite there in the Monterey, and when he opened up the door, he could smell the fresh smell of the roses, and it was just a really clean smell. He just loved the smell. And then soon after that, the bellboy brings his luggage up, and then he pops that $20 bill and gives the bellboy his tip. And the bellboy said, "Thank you, Mr. Johnson." So soon after that, Johnson he gets in the shower, showers, and then and just enjoying the shower because it's such a long trip, but still got his heavy heart and things is on his mind. So he heads down. I said after the shower, he heads down to the bar. Just at the bar, and the bartender said, "Hey man," we said, "What you be having today?" And Jay said, "Scotch and waterback." And that was his favorite drink. So he had a scotch and waterback. And then soon after that, he was sitting there listening to the music of Peter Frampton. Then it goes on to just the 70s type stuff going on here. Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Doobie Brothers. And he was just enjoying himself listening to the music. And then one guy came to him and he said, "Hey man, we're shooting pool over here. We need one more guy. We're short a guy. We'd like to shoot some pool with us." And he said, "Cool, I could do that." And because that was Jay's, was one of his favorite pastimes, and he was up down the table was kicking butt, and they was like, "Wow, this dude can shoot, boy!" And so everybody got to shoot pool. They liked them, and they went up spend a dime. He got the drinks. They started buying them drinks, and when this guy came to him, one of the strangers came and said, "Hey man, I'm a businessman as well." He said, "How would you like to make some extra money while you're here?" He said, "I can use someone like you." And he said, "Well, what's in it for me?" He said, "Well, about 5,000." He said 5,000. And so he got to thinking about it. He said, "Wow, it's gonna help my business. It's gonna help my marriage." See, because Jay, what was happening with Jay's business and marriage? It was his wife. She was greedy. She would he would order jewelry, and she'll take it and pick out what she want, and like he was shopping for her, and then he would just let her have it, and because he loved her so much, and then he would just always come up short every time. He'll come up short trying to satisfy her, and but not taking care of his business. So he said, "Okay, I'll meet you. We can do this. We can, no problem." And he said, "Well, what do you want to meet?" And he said, "Well, we can meet at let's meet at 10 Fullerton." Rocky says at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And so he said, "Okay, that's the deal." So he meets him. He comes there in this big black building with all lights around it. And so Rocky said, "Hey, Jay," and so we met and shook hands. And then went inside. He said, "Come on, let me show you our operation." And then so they walked through and see the operation. You see the screens with the horse running, racing, and then you see the poker and just everything's going on. Again, and then you see the people processing the drugs and everything. He said, "This is our operation. Well, welcome to my world." And Jay said, "No, no, 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 no. This is not my world. I don't do this. This is not what I do. I'm a jewelry salesman. I'm a jewelry man." And he said, "Yeah, but you said you wanted to make $500,000." And so he said, "Well, count me out on this." And so he turns around, he walks out the door, and then Rocky come to him and bam, hit him in the head and knocks him out. And he said, guys, here, take him downstairs and tie him up. And so they said, wow, why, what's going on here? He said, I told him that he's got to do this, but no, he offered to do this, and so now he's got to do this. He said, well, why did this guy got to do this? Because I said he's got to do this. Because if I don't know him, I don't know who he is. If anything, he could be it could be a setup. Okay, so take him downstairs. So they tie him up, and then they come back upstairs. The Rocket comes to, and then they go back downstairs, and then they see Jay comes through, and they see him, and they said, "Hey, what are you gonna do, man?" Because he said, "No." Jay said, "I'm not gonna do this. This is not me. This is not how I do business." And so Rocky said, "Come on, guys, come on here." He said, "Look, see if you can change his mind." He said, "How are we gonna change his mind?" One of the strangers said. He said, "Kick his ass. Try to change his mind." And so they go downstairs and they go, bam, bam. You hear him beating up Jay, hitting Jay all in the head and everything, kicking him in the stomach. Jay said, "That's all you got, punk." And then they bam, bam, hit him and knock him out again. And so they come on back upstairs. And then, meanwhile, Jay's down there in this old drafted basement, smelled like mold. And he's trying to, so he pulled out, he had a pocket knife in the pocket, and he pulled it out and he cut himself loose. But Jay, instead of just cutting himself loose and heading is getting out of there, Jay did cut himself loose and got out of there, but headed back to the hotel and grabbed his gun. And then come back to where he was tied up. Yes. And so he pretends like he's still tied up. Lion's still knocked out. And then the guys come down and said, "Look," he said, "well, it's time to do it, boys. We're gonna take him out. It's time to do it. Let's go. Let's get rid of the disposal body, and let's let that be that." And so they went to grab Jay, and Jay broke loose, grabbed his gun, bam, 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 bam. He had his eyes closed. Yeah, bam, 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 shooting all over the place. And then when he opened his eyes, he had killed everybody. Killed them all. Killed them all. Then what did he do? He walks out of the hotel like nothing happened. He walks out the building like nothing happened. Then head back to the hotel, thinking about what he's done. And when thinking about what he's done, he said, "But my business." He said to him, "Well, I did something that I want to do. I wound up being a killer. I wound up not only, and then not only that, he grabs the cocaine that was left in the building. He grabbed 4 kilos of the cocaine. He said, now not only am I a killer, I'm a dope dealer." Then he winds up getting back to the hotel. He said, "Well, at least I can save my business." Mild-mannered Jay Johnson turns killer, cocaine dealer to save his business. He calls Tony from Chicago. Tony told Tony what he had. Tony said, "I'll take it. Being that they loved him so much, I will come to you and get it, and you don't have to come to me. So that way you will be safe, and you can start your business again."